that's the idea of a rights-based or law-based system versus an interest-based or common interest system. And I think we don't realize it, but even negotiating in the shadow of the courthouse, even if you never really go to court, becomes kind of a threat-based system. The idea of, okay, you should settle with your spouse because otherwise the judge is going to force you to do that. That's a threat-based way of looking at things. If you make decisions out of threat versus common interest, there is a material difference in that. And I don't think, until I operated in the collaborative system, I didn't realize how threat-based some of my settlements were. And we try to be softer than that, but there is a major difference. And clients come in, they don't necessarily think of threat-based, they think rights-based. I have a right to this, I have a right to that. And of course, it's human nature for us to think that we're right about things and our spouse is wrong. And so even though we don't want to go to court, we sort of imagine if we're in front of a judge, he or she would see things our way because, I'm right about things. And of course, your spouse is thinking the same things. And so the idea that somebody out there in that rights-based system is going to fix things is a hard illusion to eliminate. And apart from who's right and who's wrong, the idea that somebody else can correct my problem for me, which is interesting when you think about something like raising small children. The idea that a judge, a government official, is going to navigate you through that in a way that's going to work for your life. So, for example, people say, well, gee, he let or she let them watch that TV program. They never should have done that. Okay, so you're saying you want a government official to regulate the TV programs? Are they going to show up in your living room and tell you what? I mean, it's weird. I consider myself a strong liberal, and I think the government should do a lot of things. But the last thing I think it ought to be doing is showing up in your living room, telling you what TV you should watch. And yet that they don't realize going to court, even if a judge issues a decree, they're like, how are you going to monitor that? You've got 1,000 decisions to make for your children. How is that going to work over time? And if you have the illusion that somebody out there in a robe is going to fix that, you're never really going to find a solution. But if you step outside that shadow, you'll start looking for solutions inside yourself. So that's the true paradigm shift in this. I really think there will come a time, maybe 100 years from now, where we'll wonder why we ever thought a judge would ever be an appropriate place to go for parenting problems. We'll go to a parenting specialist. We'll never think we should have given somebody with a law degree authority over our children. It makes no sense. They taught me nothing in law school about anybody's children. And it made no sense that we would put judges in that situation.